What is good, Finn Nation? What's good? It's your boy Reason. We are back here for another one. I hope everyone is having an absolutely fantastic middle of the week. It's hump day. And tomorrow, man, it feels like one game after another. To open the season felt like Christmas. To finally get that chance in Baltimore after what we saw in week one felt like Christmas, and it definitely was Christmas when that game played out. And then leading up to Buffalo, it felt like Christmas again. And now, prime time, the world is going to have the chance to see what this Dolphin team is made of. ESPN ranks us at number one. Other places have us at 3 or whatever, top 5. Some people still have the Bills ahead of us. Y'all going to learn to put respect on our name after tomorrow night in prime time. Y'all going to learn real quick to put respect on the name of this Miami Dolphins team. I mean, guys, I am absolutely so hyped going in tomorrow night. If anyone's worried about Tua, I told y'all earlier in the week that Nick Hicks told me straight up he's golden, so we're good to go with Tua. But we're going to get into a little something here to start off the show after I'm done my rant here. And, through the Bengals fans helping the Bengals cheat, y'all should have no worries if Tua is going to be going tomorrow, and I'll show y'all exactly why in a little bit here. It's crazy to me that I still, it's one thing to see the haters in our fan base moving the goalposts. I mean, I heard someone was out here today saying, on these YouTube streets, this offense needs to put up 28 to 30 points a game and and clearly not knowing what they're talking about, because we have the 8th best scoring offense in the NFL. We're putting up 27.7 points per game. Like, what are we talking about here? And we haven't even got the run game going. Well, what's going to happen when the run game gets going? What are we going to go from 8 to 1? And let's be honest, a lot of that 27 is from the passing game. So, how are you going to take away from Tua with that stat, huh? How are you going to, right now, the Dolphins have the 4th best passing offense in the NFL. We're averaging 291.3 yards per game, and yet we're only getting about 8 drives a game, whereas other offenses in the NFL are getting like 11 or 12 a game. All right? Like, I don't know what to say. Our rushing offense is 31st, but our passing offense is 4th. What do you think's the reason we got the 8th best scoring offense? It's the passing game. So, Tua and Tyreek and Waddle, they're pulling their weight. The run game is where it needs to come. And a lot in the run game is Moser looks like he's ready to break them. It's coming from Moser. We've also faced a couple, the first 3 weeks, we faced 3 real good front sevens. Even with the injuries to Oliver and Phillips, they still had a damn good front 7 in Buffalo. We faced a damn good front 7 in Baltimore, and we faced the strength for that Patriots team's been the front 7 for time now. That ain't nothing new. So all I'm sitting here and saying is now we're starting to get into the front 7s where now, albeit, the Bengals have actually a really good front 7. All right. The Bengals right now, actually, they're only allowing 86 yards per game. But when we get into the Jets and et cetera, we're getting into a stretch of we can expose and get that run game going. So, listen, we got a lot of stuff. It's the same thing when it came to the Tua film. If you actually know how to break down the film, you saw what needed to be cleaned up, and you said to yourself, if he cleans that up, we got something real special here. And that's why I always believed in his ceiling. Even with the things I saw on tape that needed to be cleaned up, I was like, if this guy cleans this up, man, he's flashed. He's flashed franchise quarterback moments over the last 2 years. He's just about putting it together consistently. And then if he cleaned up reading all 3 levels, if he cleaned up throwing over the intermediate level, I mean, you were going to have something. And we got something special coming out right now. So It's the same thing. You can see in this run offense, we're on the cusp of something. We just got to get it going. And honestly, we haven't been that great in run sets. We've been a better offensive line-wise now. We've been better in pass pro than we have been in run sets. Now, don't mind you, there's been times where we've opened up nice holes that our running backs have been able to take advantage of, i.e. that big Chase Edmonds run that led to the game-winning touchdown against the Baltimore Ravens on that drive there. So, I mean, but at the same time, hey, the offensive line is going to get better. Then the run game will get better. I've told you all this. Listen, what have I said? What have I said? For 3 years now, what have I said? Since Tua became the starter, what have I said? This team is going to go as far as the offensive line takes us. Have I not said that? Even after we got Tyreek and everything, I said that. And look at, we're getting the best pass pro we've seen since we started building this team after the teardown in 2019. We're getting the best pass pro we've had since 2016. Let's call it spade a spade here. Since we had the unicorn line. And it's nowhere near the unicorn line, but we're getting the best we've had since then. Since like Pouncey and them were around. All right? And it can still get better. Eichenberg. Right? So it can still get better. It's still got a higher ceiling to it. Does the pass pro. But look at the results we're getting because we're getting competent pass pro. Look at what Tua's doing. Again, 27.7 points per game. Fourth best passing offense in the NFL. This offense will go as far as this offensive. That's basically, and that ain't nothing new. That ain't, I'm not prophesizing here. That's, unless you have a super special quarterback in terms of physical capabilities like athleticism and such that can make up for piss poor pass pro. When you have a pocket rhythm quarterback and timing quarterback like we have, it's always going to be on the pass pro. Run games, unless you have Barry Sanders or a generational talent, it's going to come down to the offensive line. So I didn't say anything groundbreaking or earth-shattering, but people kept trying to tell all y'all it's on Tua, or it's on this, or it's on that, and I kept telling you, no, it's the offensive line. It's been the same story since we started this rebuild after the 2019 teardown. This has been the theme of our, outside of our, coordinator situation and our staff situation and our personnel situation in terms of weapons. We still could have done better. We could have been a playoff team last year with a better offensive line. Even with that shitty personnel. We would have been a playoff team. We should have been a playoff team if Brian Flores didn't blow it against Atlanta when Tua left the field with the lead. And if he didn't get out coached by Urban Meyer in the last 2 minutes, you win any one of those games. We are in the freaking playoffs last year. All right? That's just a fact. And pass pro. Back-to-back, I'm telling you right now, back-to-back seasons with pass pro, we would have been a playoff team. And obviously there's coaching hiccups there too, but we would have been a playoff team. And now look at this. Our pass pro's flourishing. Our passing game's flourishing. Now we just need the run sets to get to the level where the pass pro is and then keep getting better. Because like I said, the pass pro still has a ceiling to it. I mean, you take Eichenberg out and put anyone else in there that's more competent. Boom, we're going up a notch. Someone who could pick up a stunt for the life of them, please. Because Eichenberg can't pick up stunts. Now, albeit Hunt still has issues. Greg Little still has issues. And Austin Jackson still has issues with stunts. So, there's still a ceiling to this offensive line. That's what's great, even in pass pro. And we obviously know there's a higher ceiling still remaining to be found in the run game. So it's just a matter of time. And when that stuff gets clicking, oh boy. I've been saying that, since we started seeing this season unravel. And I believe it. I really do, man. So, and I believe in our coach that he's going to get us there. And I'm telling you right now, Moser looks like there's been a couple where it's looked like he's about to break it. It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. Hopefully, it's this week. But it's coming. It's coming. Hey, people say I love picking on Eichenberg. No, the tape loves picking on Eichenberg. I just relay what I see on tape. Don't be mad at me. Eichenberg's not been good at guard. So he just does not have the anchor and the base for that right now. You know, we got offensive coordinators flipping their minds. So it's a beautiful thing. But you know what? I want to talk about this for a sec. Now let's shift for a sec here. I got the clip. I'm gonna play it over my shoulder here, up here by the Don Shula picture. You'll see it here in a sec. Listen, all right. Chris Canty. When I watched what I watched today, I was like, you know what? Why are we even flipping out? This is exactly what all the Tua haters sound like. He answers, they move the goalposts. And I watch this today, and I'm like, how is this man on there? See, this is what I tell you. Listen. And I'm not even suggesting he's one. Meatheads exist, guys. Especially when it comes to pro sports. There are people who play the game professionally that are just not smart. You know? There's linemen who didn't pay attention in film, there's linemen who don't pay attention in the film studies because they know the play based off the actual wording of the play call. So that's the one position that just needs to listen to the play call and they know what to do. Primarily, most of the time, like 95% of the time, 99% of the time. So, Canty's a meathead. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, is the CTE setting in? And applaud to Kim Martin. Listen, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Kimberly Martin absolutely murked him. I mean, let's play this. This was actually cringe. Let's watch this, and then we'll talk about it.
They've beaten all these good teams, and everybody talks about the Eagles. Love the Eagles. However, when you look at who the Eagles have beaten versus who the Dolphins have beaten, make it make sense. I don't understand power rankings. Every week we talk about power rankings. Fine. The Dolphins should be at the top of the power rankings. I'm sorry. They're the only 3-0 team in the AFC. Like that. Like what more? We had all these questions about Tua.
Right.
Don't make me get on my Tua soapbox today because we had all these questions about Tua in the offseason. Guys, come out stumbling around, woozy and all, throwing touchdown passes, and we still are like, I don't know about the Dolphins.
I still got questions about Tua, but first of all, can he stay healthy? I mean, that scene right before halftime is concerning,
did he come back,
right?
Canty?
So there's that part of it, but then there's also the
Listen
piece
to
where
this.
we start talking about can he compete, can he win head-to-head against the upper echelon.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Canty?
He did.
Listen, Kmart, I understand that, but you're saying that he beat those teams. I'm just simply saying it's a team.
Oh, now it's a team game.
Wins to just
and he beat the Ravens.
Okay,
Stop lying to yourself.
How did they get their first
you
touchdown?
guys have me on this show this early morning on a Wednesday defending Tua. Oh my gosh.
How did the Bills get their first touchdown? After Javon Holland forced the Dolphins, after Javon Holland forced the fumble against
How did we get our third
Allen?
touchdown?
That's all I'm saying.
Tua bomb on 3rd and 22.
Here's the problem.
Where are we going
Jalen
here?
Hurts gets praised, as he should. But what did the Eagles do? They went out and loaded up this roster for their quarterback, and he's taken advantage of it.
Tell him,
Tua
Kim.
has a loaded roster, and he's taken advantage of it. He's the one making these passes. He's escaping pressure. He's the guy making these plays. Why can't we just give Tua his due? I don't understand it.
Yes, Kim.
He's never going to be Patrick Mahomes, but he is an excellent quarterback.
Yep.
He's showing the potential to make this team a championship contender.
No, I'm with you. I think he's a good game manager, and he showed me a
Oh,
lot.
now he's a game manager.
I think that's the biggest thing that he showed me and the biggest takeaway that I had.
Game manager.
But we got to understand, this is a good Miami Dolphins team.
I'm about to
He's
kill
a
you,
franchise
Canty.
quarterback. And the point is, name a great quarterback who's not on a good team. You're saying it as if Josh Allen's team's not good, as if Mahomes' team is not good, as if Brady's team is not good, as if
Clown.
Hurts' team is not good. All
Clown
these
take.
quarterbacks
The Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, they're pretty good too.
All right. First of all, let's start at the end there for a sec. Well, let's start with this donation for a sec. Shout out to the homie Mike. He donated $5, and he said Tua makes it happen despite it all. The big differences here is Coach McD. Exactly. And the offense we have added, Connor Williams has played well other than the snaps. When he's actually had to go into pass pro and run sets, he's been good, and so has Taron Armstead. And the weapons have been fantastic. But let's talk about this for a sec, okay? Here, let's talk about this for a sec, all right? Let's start at the back end. You called this man a game manager, and you've been telling everyone that you've been watching him, and that's what he's shown you so far. Well, if you've been watching him, and I tweeted this out today, Tua Tagovailoa right now in 3 games has shown you he can keep a team in the game. He can manage and protect a lead. He can complement the defense. He can put up points in shootouts, and he can come back and win games for the Dolphins. That's not what game managers do. That's the type of stuff franchise quarterbacks do. Right now, he's checking off the boxes for a franchise quarterback in 3 games. Now, he's got to do it for the full season. I agree with that. But right now, he's checking the boxes for a franchise quarterback, and he's checking the boxes for a top 5 quarterback, top 10 quarterback in the NFL right now. So, what are we talking about? And then, well, he's got to prove he can beat upper echelon quarterbacks. Mac Jones, I don't agree with it. But the players put him in the top 100 list. Last I checked, wasn't Josh Allen in like the top 10, top 5? Lamar was in the top 100. So he's beat 3 quarterbacks that players voted in their own top 100. 2 of them I actually consider upper echelon. I do not consider Mac Jones anywhere near upper echelon. Tua's going to be much better than him in the NFL. And what is Lamar? And Lamar had like a perfect game. The guy had a perfect passer rating. The guy had like 2-3 bad throws all game, and that wasn't good enough to beat Tua Tagovailoa, who didn't get it going till the second half. This man out in one half of football, this man overshadowed a damn near flawless game by Lamar Jackson. Said, yeah, that's a great effort. Watch this. Hold my muscle milk. I'm just saying. What are we talking about here? And then we got people in our own fan base. Oh, well, he's not good enough. What are you talking about not good enough? The guy has almost 1,000 yards in 3 games. And he was knocked out of a drive, which probably would have put him over the 1,000-yard threshold mark before the end of the first half. What are we talking about right now? Tua Tagovailoa is that dude right now. What are we even discussing? Whether you believed in the kid or you didn't, that's just what it is. Number 2 in yards with 925. Number 3 with passing touchdowns, tied with 8. First in QBR. What are we talking about? So, Chris Canty, you are the jabroni of the week, bringing it back on your account. Kim Martin, you are the queen of the week. Absolutely unbelievable that... Tell me, can't you just go up there and tell me you don't watch the game? You don't actually watch the games without watching the games. Please. Stop. You can't have played the game at the high level you did and be this stupid. And if you are, my God, get your brain tested for, and I'm not even being funny, for the good of your family. Jeez. Now, let's get into this, because I'm fired up, baby. And now I'm coming for Bengals fans. Now y'all are next on the list, you jabronis. Bengals fans out here really doing us dirty right now. Y'all out here starting SPYGATE. This is how I know the NFL is afraid of us right now. Shout out to Justin Floyd for the donation. He said, reason save some energy for when 2 actually plays bad teams and bad defenses. The excuses will be crazy then. Idiots. Hashtag Uno. Man. What are you going to put up, 600 yards against that? Oh, but it's a bad team. Stop. Stop, huh? Like, that's the thing. Like, listen, I give Jalen, and everyone knows I was not a fan of Jalen Hurts coming out because I didn't like him as a passer. Jalen Hurts has gotten better as a passer, albeit Jalen Hurts has had a top 5 offensive line ever since he's been a starter, and now they just put the weapons around him. But Jalen Hurts is clearly better as a passer this year, okay? Jalen Hurts has taken progressive developmental steps that I didn't see in his game when he was coming out that made me say don't draft him, all right? And you know, you look at Jalen Hurts. I give Jalen Hurts his props. Now, has he done it against lower tier teams? Sure, but you can't deny the way the kid still played. But the thing is, Tua's played better against way better competition, and he doesn't have the athletic ability Jalen Hurts does. What are we talking about right now? Tua Tagovailoa is doing what he's doing. You gotta remember this. Tua Tagovailoa is doing what he's doing. Listen to me carefully. As a style of quarterbacking, people tried to tell us could no longer win in the NFL. The traditional pocket quarterback. It's just, he's a good athlete. Now, he's not a great elite athlete, but he's always been a good athlete. That's why you can see him do the spin move. That's why you can see him flush out before Milano pushed him and make that completion. That's why you can see him do that stuff still. He can extend better than a Drew Brees could ever, right? But he's a traditional pocket passer in the sense of Drew Brees was. He's just a better athlete. So, you know, he's at the top of the league in multiple statistical categories doing a style of quarterbacking they tried to tell us the NFL was getting away from, that you couldn't win with anymore. And look at Tua's record as a starter. Keep your Herbert. Not keep your Burrow because they went to the Super Bowl, but keep your Herbert. Keep your Trevor Lawrence. Keep your Mac Jones. Tua wins more than them. And he does win more than Burrow. It's just Burrow had a Super Bowl run. Anyways, let's get into this. Bengals fans are cheating. What do I mean? Barstool Cincinnati, look at this, guys and gals. At Paycor Stadium, ahead of their matchup with the Bengals, this stuff is getting filmed by fans. Look at this. Barstool Cincinnati posted a couple of them. Also, there's this account, JFolkUHC. Look at posting this one, right? And they're tagging the Bengals, right? And this is why, guys, don't be worried. That's Tua in the red. So this is our walkthrough from today. Tua is with the starters in the walkthrough. So, I mean, look at this. Look at this. I mean, so the positive is to take that, hey, guess what? Tua is obviously starting like I've told you all week. He's with the starters in the walkthrough. Now, I don't want to show all this stuff, but this is the extent Bengals fans are going against us right now. This is how scared the NFL is of the Miami Dolphins. They are scared of us. Say what you want. They are afraid of the Miami Dolphins right now if they got to go out of this. And let's go. Where's Roger Goodell at, man? You're out here taking draft picks. Where's security at? How is this being allowed? How was this even being allowed? Man, I was hoping for a good, nice game. Now I'm hoping we beat the ever-living piss out of y'all for this stuff. Come on, man. We got y'all so shook and so shook in your boots that you're pulling this stuff against us, man. Bengals fans out here trying to cheat to win against us. That's how afraid people are. We got people ready to cheat. They just went to the Super Bowl, but their fans are so afraid of us. They didn't do this against the Rams, but now they're so afraid of us that they're willing to cheat in week 4. Man, we about to light you up. And don't anyone be worried about this being a trap game. We're not even favored. You know, even start talking a trap game, we got to be favored here, right? We got to be favored we got to be favored on the spread. We're not even favored on the spread here. You know, the thing I will tell y'all is I believe Willie Anderson is being inducted into the Ring of Fame. So there will be, and they got those new, those all whites with the new helmets they're rocking. So there'll be some energy rocking at Paycor Stadium. But take the wind out of their sails real quick. I ain't worried, man. I ain't worried about this team. Let's be honest with ourselves right now. We can beat the Bungles, no problem. No problem. I said they would be in a Super Bowl hangover. They look exactly like that. On top of all of that, they came out, and they beat the Jets last week. So they got that first win out of their system. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. We're going to whoop that ass. And you can try and cheat against us. You can try every little trick in the book you want. But it ain't going to matter when we walk out with that W. Because that's what we're coming for. And I'm going to tell you this. The prospect of going 4-0 and then having, some nice time to rest heading into week 5. Let's go, baby. Let's go. We are going to take care of business. And in prime time, just like we did to the Ravens last year, we're going to do to you. Everyone's going to know Tua and this team has arrived, baby. Let's go. We win it on Thursday night. We win it tomorrow night. I'll be live tomorrow night as well, guys. So be on the lookout for me. I'll be live probably around 7:45, 7:30, all right? So be on the lookout for me. We'll be live reacting to the game tomorrow night. But let's get into the preview. As usual, let's start off with the weather. And this is what the weather's looking like. We got a clear night ahead. Now, it's going to feel like 55. It's going to feel like 55, which is actually kind of a cold night. That's about like just under 13 degrees Celsius. So it's going to be a little bit of a chill. But the humidity is going to be up to about 79%. And it's going to go from 59 at kickoff down to feeling like about 54. So, yeah, it's going to be hovering in that, 14 to 11 Celsius range, or for you guys, the 59 to 54 Fahrenheit. It's going to be a little bit of a chilly one when we get going into that fourth quarter, because fall is in the air. So, hey, fall may be in the air, but we ain't the ones falling. That's going to be the Cincinnati Bengals. All right? And, I guess we got to pray to the moon god, because if we beat the Bengals, I guess instead, since there's no sun to blame, I'm going to assume that Bills and Bengals fans will blame the moon if we win, especially if it's a full moon. We'll probably be called werewolves. You know what I mean? They'll be chasing us down with, loaded pistols and rifles with their silver bullets. I don't know what they're going to blame. I mean, I'm just waiting. I want to hear what this one is. You know what I mean? So, let's get it. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in terms of matchups that we're going to get into. But, I mean, hey, it's gonna feel like football weather tomorrow night. So let's get that W. Let's go get that W. I'm ready for it. Shout out to Britton Watkins. He says, look at the schedule. After we beat the Bengals, we should be favored all the way through week 11. I'm thinking, what's the chances we go 11-0? Fins up. I think we'd probably go 9-2 on that stretch. You got to look out for sleeper teams, like you got to look out for sleeper teams, right? So I still don't know if I like that matchup with Minnesota. Especially, I think we're going to kick the crap out of the Jets, so we're going to be riding high, and, it's going to come somewhere. Unless if we run the table, we run the table. I'm here for it. But, which would be crazy, too, if we ran the table. It's the 50th anniversary of the perfect season, so we've already helped out, We've already defeated the undefeated AFC team that everyone thought might run the table in the Bills, so we've already helped our own cause. What would be even crazier is if, especially with how they're playing, imagine an Eagles-Dolphins Super Bowl. Like Hurts and Tua. That'd be kind of crazy. I'm just saying. I'm kind of rooting for that, to be honest with you. That would be a real, and because I know Tua getting up for that game, and I know we gave them the work in the preseason, whether it was in the game or it was in practice. So I mean, remember, you know, the Eagles, everyone thought they were a good team in Eagle Land because they hadn't lost a joint practice yet. They were like 6-0, and then we beat them. Shout out to Timothy Easton for the super chat. He said, God bless you, Reason, and your family. Love the show. You tell it like it always is. And truth is needed in this world. God bless you and your family. Appreciate you, Timothy. Thank you for the kind words, man. I really appreciate that. And thank you for the donation, because the last 2 weeks, our Tua Tuesdays have actually been demonetized. We've had copyright claims by the NFL because of Brian Baldinger's breakdowns. They've been putting them on the NFL, on YouTube, and so they've been copywriting us. And I'm not going to clip up our breakdowns and take away from the quality. So we've lost out on like, you know, a couple $100 in, you know, ad revenue over 2 weeks. So I appreciate the donations, man. Everything helps, especially when, you know, last week we put in, you know, 2 hours on the Baltimore Ravens one and then an hour this week. So goes a long way. Thank you to everyone who does donate. And hey, all we ask to do is smash that like button. There's already 508 of you in the room. Subscribe if you're new. I appreciate each and every one of you. We are on our way to 10K. We are under 500 away from 10K. Let's keep getting there. In fact, if I give y'all, we'll get the count, because again, guys, I'm going to next stream tomorrow. We're going to start a sub goal. We are about 423 away. So listen, let's get there. Let's get to 10K. Shout out to Robert Carrillo for the $2 donation. He says, we appreciate you, Reason. Thank you. I appreciate all of you guys for just tuning in, man. Like, you don't understand. I get excited before I come on and talk to all y'all. Y'all are the family, man. So it's always a blessing. Shout out to Alf for subscribing, and shout out to Javon Holland for showing y'all love, Alf. Appreciate. Go check out 3 yards per carry, guys. I mean, I know I do my podcast with Neil and I do my podcast with Richmond Webb and Ballgame, but really the 3 yards per carry guys, you know, Chris, Alf, and Simon. Not only have Alf and Simon always been like real super cool with me, but I think they're the best Dolphins audio podcast. So go check them out. If you haven't, go check out 3 yards per carry on Spotify, iTunes, wherever. They do a great job. And Alf and, you know, Chris, and they've been always consistent about the Tua stuff. So, you know, it's nice to see it work out for all of us that believed in the kid's ceiling. So go check out Alf and 3 yards per carry. I love what they do. And Alf's a really cool guy, man. One of the few guys in here few guys in this industry that I like talking to. And when I do, he's always actually legit. And, you know, not one of the guys that'll stick a knife in your back in this industry, man. So I appreciate people like him. Anyways, let's keep it rolling. Weather done. Let's get into the injury report. And I mean, really, there's nothing too shocking with it. Sethan Carter. Let's bring it in for y'all. Sethan Carter, concussion. He's out. Hunter Long out. Taron Armstead, he's going to play. Come on. We know how this is going to be, even with his toe injury. The guy's a pro. You're going to give him a week off, let him get his rest, and let him go. Hopefully Raekwon is back. You know, I think everyone's going to go. I'm going to be honest with you. I think Hunter Long and Sethan Carter, obviously, because circumstances out of their hands, they're out. But everyone else is going to go. Now, over here, they hadn't updated their Wednesday participation by the time I grabbed this. But, you know, DJ Reader is out. I think Drew Sample is out. A Bengals reporter said La'el Collins is questionable, but he's going to go. So there's going to be no Reader and there's going to be no Drew Sample for them. But everyone else is going to be good to go. So we're going to have a fairly healthy matchup between these two teams. Right? So it's going to be a shout out to Ronnie for listening to 3 yards per carry for breakfast. Attaboy. Ronnie, you're good shit, man. You've always been a good dude too. So, you know, listen, we still going to whoop that ass. I don't care who they bring. All right. You know, we're going to have a fairly healthy matchup. Taron Armstead's an absolute pro. Listen, unless it's an injury where you have to miss games just because, it can get worse or it's detrimental to your long-term health, Terron Armstead's going to play football, all right? The guy's a vet. He's going to play through it. He's going to have a week and a half off. So he knows that to get his body a little bit better. So we'll be good, man. This is coming at a good time. We got a couple injuries, obviously. So, and I hope Ethan Carter's okay. This concussion, he's missed some serious time with this concussion, man. So, again, as a Pittsburgh Penguin fan, I know what it's like because I saw Sidney Crosby go through it for almost 2 years and lose a lot of good years off of his. The guy had, the guy was absolutely killing it. I mean, he had, almost 50 goals in the first 42 games of the season, and he was just killing it. So, sorry, no, I apologize. He had over 30 goals in the first 42 games of the season. He was killing it, and a concussion took him out. And so, Ethan Carter, praying for his health, man. Concussions are nothing to play with. Head injuries are never anything to play with. I know I joked around about Chris Canty earlier because clearly he's got an issue. But listen, Ethan Carter, I am literally, I'm honestly praying for the best for you. DY2 Street King says, I'll be at the game tomorrow screaming at all the Bengals fans. For all of us, don't worry. Can't wait to walk around talking that shit tomorrow. Fins up. Bro, if we lose, I'm blaming the Skyline Chili. If we lose tomorrow, I'm blaming the Skyline Chili. We ate too much chili. That's what I'm blaming. All right? Never mind a sun. Blame the Skyline Chili. What up, Q? How you doing, brother? Blame the Skyline Chili. That's what I'm blaming. All right? Freaking jabronis. All right, let's see how these let's see how these two teams compare when we break it down. Now, total offense, we are ranked 13th in the NFL, averaging about 355.3 yards per game. Again, with no run game. They are ranked 20th, averaging about 338.7 yards per game. And, they're basically middle of the pack in both. So, we got a chance to shut them down. Passing offense, look at this. 4th in the NFL. 291.3 yards per game. I'm just saying, Tua top 5 right now. I'm just saying. Someone tell me different, please. Oh, wait. What more do people want? Oh, it's not good enough. It needs to be number 1. Unbelievable. Oh, it's top 5 isn't good enough. I need top 3. Unbelievable. Anyways, Joe Burrow, who everyone knows I think highly of, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, they're only sitting at 14. Averaging 241.7 yards per game. Now, rushing is a different story. They are 19th. They average just under 100 yards per game at 97 yards. The Dolphins are 31st. We only average about 64 yards per game. That's got to be better. And I know we all expected it to be better. And I think it will get better. You know what I mean? Again, we faced some pretty solid front sevens the first 3 weeks. I'm just saying. And our run game has done enough other than, that drive last week inside our basically own 1 yard line where we couldn't get much space. But our run game has done, has given the passing offense cushion, has given it breathing room. We've had little bursts in the run game now, and I'm telling you, it feels with Mozart we are on the cusp of a big game. I'm telling you, and same with Edmonds. Edmonds has been, when they've given him the chance, he's been really good too, right? Shout out to Samuel for the $20 super chat sticker. He says, "You are amazing." No, Samuel, you are amazing. I really appreciate the donation, my friend. I really, really do. So, I'm just saying, scoring offense, again, 27.7 points per game, best for 8th. Now, they're 10th, and they average 21.3. We average 6.4 more points per game. And I already told you this stat. Guys, we average the most points per drive in the NFL right now at 3.07. Number 2 are the Bills at 3.03. And then after that, it's like the closest in third is like 2.86, I think. So, we are getting the production, and once that run game, that's why I keep telling you, once that run game comes, you know how much that's going to alleviate off the passing game and how much more space that's going to open up in the passing game, and we're going to score more points. So really exciting stuff, man. We haven't even reached our full potential. Look at some of the numbers in front of you. Sacks allowed. Listen, guys, this team, again, positive here. We have only allowed 6 sacks. And we've only allowed 25 pressures. With, guess what? Teams allowed 25 pressures. 23 of those are on the offensive line. Shout out to Peachtree for becoming a member. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. You got Waddle doing his dance up there for you. So, I mean, like, the offensive line, again, we will go as far as this offensive line takes us. And look we're getting the pass pro. Now, they got to clean up the penalties. We got like 8 penalties. Got to clean that up. Gotta clean that up. But honestly, impressive. Now, continuing on, third, and they're 31st in sacks allowed, and they've allowed 15 sacks already, so we're gonna have a chance to eat a little bit here. But the caveat I will say for them, all right, is that it's really been Burrow. Now, they've allowed 42 pressures, right? Only 11 of those sacks are charged to the offensive, if we were going to get technical, I think 10 of those 15 are charged to the actual offensive line. One has been charged to Drew Sample. So let's, again, this guy can't make a hot read to save his life. I mean, that's just where we're at right now with Joe Burrow. I mean, even just like Herbert chokes in the fourth, these guys got flaws, right? Now on third down, this is going to be a battle of 2 good third down offenses. They're converting at a 44.7 clip. We're converting at a 48.5 clip. So 2 good third down offenses going back and forth, and we know a lot of that third down conversion has been with Tua's arm, right? Now let's get into defense. This is where it gets a little, context matters when you start seeing some of these numbers. Now, they have the 9th best defense. They're only allowing about 310.7 yards. The Dolphins have the 31st defense, allowing about 413.7 yards. But look at who they faced the past 2 weeks, right? That's why the passing defense, we're 31st, because we're allowing 297.7 yards. Again, the past 2 weeks, Lamar played a damn perfect game against us. And then Josh Allen threw the ball 63 times because they were behind us. Now, passing defense, they're 14th. They're only allowing about 224 yards, just under 225 at 224.7 per game. We're allowing 116 yards on the ground, which needs to clean up. 20th in the NFL. The Bengals are 8th. They're only allowing 86 yards on the ground. And when you look at how we're only averaging about 64 right now, that worries me. That might play out where they might stuff the run. And, again, though, DJ Reader's out. And that's their best, run defender. So the opportunity to take advantage here, right? Now, sacks, they've only got 6. We've got 6 as well, both tied at 22. Here's interesting. Third down defense. Now, we've been 29th. We need to be better, and they're 8th. So that kind of worries you right now. And then you look at us. We're the 4th best third down defense, but they're the 10th best third down defense. So we got the fourth best third down offense with the Dolphins going against the 10th best third down defense. So a good, interesting third down matchup there. Takeaways, they've already got 5, which is tied for 7th. We've got 4, which is tied for 12th. And then giveaways, They are they clearly messed that up. They are tied for 25th. They've got 6 giveaways. We are tied for 5th. We've got 2. All right. So that is how these two teams compare when you stack them up. You know, there's going to be some very interesting unit matchups to watch. Very, very interesting stuff. So interesting comparisons when you break down these two teams after only a 3-week sample size, right? So that third down battle is going to be very interesting, and their rush and how we perform against their rush defense. So those are some stuff to watch. So I mean, that said, I mean, let's start getting into what the keys to victory for the Dolphins are in this game that at least I've got for us. All right. So, let's start off with offense. All right. Let me bring this up. Offense. So Cincinnati's best run defender, DJ Reader, is out. Take advantage. Listen, we need more than 60 yards, 65 yards. All right? That's just what it is right now. I don't know what to tell you. We need better. We need better. We need Mozart or Edmonds to take the reins this week. We need someone to get it going. Take advantage of the fact that DJ Reader is out. That interior, that's a big hole up in the middle of that interior at nose. Right? Trey Henderson can set the edge. So run inside on him. Run inside. Now, number 2, the Bengals cornerbacks actually haven't allowed a passing touchdown yet. We're going to need to change that. Here's the deal. Eli Apple. Let's start with Eli Apple. Eli Apple is allowing a 99 passer rating when he's targeted, but hasn't allowed a touchdown yet. All right. It's a 99.3 to be specific. So he's doing a damn good job. He's been targeted 12 times. He's allowed 9 receptions for 100 yards. Another one of their cornerbacks who plays in the slot, Mike Hilton, he's only allowing an 85.4 passer rating when he's targeted. Chidobe Awuzie, who's been facing a lot of number 1s for them. And he's been on the field for every coverage rep they've had as a team. They've had 136 coverage reps. He's been on the field. He's allowed 11 receptions on 27 targets for 102 yards and a 51.8 NFL passer rating. The only touchdowns have been thrown against one of their linebackers, Davis Gauthier, and Jesse Bates allowed a touchdown. So on the flip side, though, Eli Apple, Hilton, and Awuzie don't have an interception yet. Now they got pass breakups. Awuzie's already got like 4. So, but an interesting stat, you know, I was really surprised when I saw that their cornerbacks haven't allowed a passing touchdown yet. Got to change that. Got to change that. Now, third one here, and I'm going to post this on Twitter, these stats, because it's very interesting. You got to keep Tua clean. I want to read this to y'all. Tua this year, when he's been kept clean, all right? He's 59 for 78 for a 75.6 completion percentage, 775 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He averages about 9.9 yards per attempt and an average depth of target of 9.3. He's had 4 drops, so his adjusted completion percentage is actually 80.8 when he's kept clean. Tua is freaking shedding. He has a 125.7 passer rating when he's kept clean. Oh boy. Keep that man clean. Do your job like you've been doing, pass pro, and we gonna shred. And I agree with Ronnie. We should be rocking the all-orange jerseys. I still got my Landry one. I don't know why people hated on those creamsicle jerseys. I love them. I thought they were flashy in prime time. We should be rocking them, but here we go. Rocking all aquas because our throwbacks don't have aqua pants. When I found out the Bengals were wearing all white, I knew we weren't wearing throwbacks because we don't have throwback pants. We have white throwback pants, not aqua throwback pants. So I knew we were screwed. Anyways, keep Tua clean. Keep him clean, and we will shred. So, again, DJ Reader's out. Run the football. Take advantage. Bengals cornerbacks, Awuzie, Hilton, Apple have not allowed a passing touchdown. We're going to have to change that up. We're going to have to change that. And then obviously keep Tua clean because we will shred if he's kept clean. All right? I just read y'all the numbers when he's kept clean. He's unbelievable when he's kept clean. So, keep him clean, baby. You know what to do. I believe in this offensive line. I believe, baby. All right. That said, let's get in and see what does the defense need to do for keys to victory from my point of view. Simple. Be aggressive. Joe Burrow can't make a hot read to save his life, and their offensive line is leaky. La'el Collins has been struggling heavily. They are leaky right now, and Joe Burrow still pre-snap against blitzes is very underwhelming. This is your chance to be aggressive and make them pay. This is your chance. They're giving up sacks. Get in his head early. Light him up like a Christmas tree. Go have your way with this man. Be aggressive. This is a chance for Jalen Phillips and Ogba to get some on the board here. And Phillips, just like last year, has been getting closer and closer as the weeks go by to getting some sacks here. So, do it. Number 2, you got to help yourself and be better on third down. I mean, what else can I say? We cannot have a third down defense that allows them to convert 48.6 of the time. Right? They're already converting at 44.7 clip, which is 8th best. Our third down defense either takes penalties. You know, we've had teams on third and long multiple times already in 3 games, and we allow them to extend the drive, and they end up getting points, or it comes down to us almost having a heart attack because they get it inside our 5 with just a few minutes left to go ahead. And with a chance to go ahead. So, be your own best friend. Help yourself. Be better on third down. We've had multiple opportunities to have tons of 3 and outs this year, and we just haven't get it done. And finally, for me, shut down Joe Mixon. Yes, I'm going to put that as a bigger point than Jamar Chase. Listen, Jamar Chase has 212 yards. He's probably going to get his. Joe Mixon right now, though, he already has 163 yards across 3 games. Don't let him get going. Don't let him have a good game against you. Right? He had a good game against Pitt. He had an okay game against Dallas. And New York did a pretty good job of shutting him down last week. Replicate what New York did. Shut him down. Shut him down. All right? Don't let... You know, we saw them break off a couple big ones against us, did Buffalo. A couple big ones against a guy like Joe Mixon will get his confidence going. And a couple big ones could turn into, a 125-yard game on the ground against us. So shut down Joe Mixon, please. 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 Especially also considering when our run defense currently is allowing 116 yards a game. That's not good. Right? So the rush defense has got to be better. No 116 yards on the ground. Don't, just like what I said with Allen, don't help Burrow and don't give him anything that's going to help him in a run game. Helps the pass game. So get it done, man. Get it done, offense and defense. Those are my offensive and defensive keys to victory for the Dolphins. And, you know, the matchup to watch for us, again, it's going to be kind of obvious. And this is based off of everything that went down and what was said when Tyreek told Eli, I owe you. This is the must-watch player matchup. And we even put the Pit Vipers on Tyreek. Tyreek versus Eli. Apple. Tyreek called him out. Eli Apple was clowning him after the AFC Championship game last year. There's some clear bad blood. And another reason why I'm going to say to watch this is Tyreek had a pretty quiet week last week, right? And I don't foresee that happening 2 weeks in a row with how he's been playing. You know, he was only held to 33 yards. So after having 94 and 190. So I see another at least 100-yard game from Reek, and I see a touchdown. Eli Apple's about to get bitten, chewed, and spit out like a rotten apple by Tyreek Hill. So, you know, they could get chippy on the field too, right? So, to me, Tyreek Hill versus Eli Apple is clearly the Week 4 must-watch player matchup. And, you know, I could have done him and Waddle again against, you know, Eli and Awuzie, but we'll go with that. We'll go with that because, you know, Tyreek wants to give Eli that work. You know he does. And then finally here, guys, a 6-pack of notes from Barry Jackson. He said, why Tyreek is eager to face Eli Apple and former Patriot offers warning to Dolphins. A 6-pack of Dolphins notes on Wednesday on the eve of Miami's game at 8:15 tomorrow night. I'll be live around 7:45, guys. One of the interesting subplots of Thursday's game is Tyreek Hill's matchup against Eli Apple. At least when the Bengals choose to match their veteran quarterback against Miami's Pro Bowl receiver. Hill raised eyebrows after Sunday's win against Buffalo when he said, I can't wait to go against Eli Apple, man. I owe you, boy. I owe you. I'm here. The cheetah is here. That's it. And so Barry Jackson analyzed every Hill matchup against Apple through the years, through the metrics from PFF. In their careers, only 3 passes thrown to Hill have come with Apple in coverage. All of them were in the AFC Championship game last January, and Hill caught all 3 for 39 yards. So what's the deal here? The context, as Florio noted this week, with the Chiefs leading the Bengals 21-10, 5 seconds left in the first half of the AFC Championship game. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes on 2nd and goal from the Bengals 1 completed a short pass to Hill, but Apple tackled them short of the goal line. The half then ran out without the Chiefs scoring. The Bengals rallied and won 27-24 to advance to the Super Bowl. Apple didn't address the issue this week, but safety Jesse Bates told ESPN.com this week that if somebody comes after Eli, he comes after all of us. We're all up for the challenge. I don't know if Eli got him tickets to the Super Bowl last year or not. I think that's probably why he's a little upset. Jesse, you want to get lit up? All right. You guys are giving us chalkboard material. And here's the scary thing. You want to know the scary thing? They play a ton of man. All right? When you look at them, like just for example, Awuzie, he's been out for every single coverage snap that they've had this year. All right? 34.6 of that has come in man. So you're talking all this smack, and y'all are about to, and yet Waddle and Hill are number 1 and 2 against man coverage in the NFL this year. And you want to talk smack right now? I would relax, unless you're going zone 95% of the game. I would relax on talking. Apple, the former 10th overall pick of the Giants in 2016. Mike Hilton told ESPN it must have still been in Hill's head a little bit. Obviously, if he brought it up, we're not with all the talking. We're just going to go out there and handle our business on Thursday. We're not with all the talking. That's why Jesse Bates is running his mouth. Apple, the former 10th overall pick of the Giants in 2016, has had a somewhat disappointing career, bouncing among the Giants, New Orleans, Carolina, and Cincinnati. He has 5 interceptions in 76 games, including 66 starts. He has started all 3 games for the Bengals this season. The big question is whether the Dolphins, who had 4 sacks against Buffalo, can get to Joe Burrow, who has been sacked 15 times, which is tied with Washington's Carson Wentz for most in the NFL. The other question is whether Dolphins defenders will be tired from their exhausting game against the Bills in 100-plus degree field conditions. Several Dolphins had unusually high snap totals. Javon Holland played 92 defensive snaps. Needham played 90. Brandon Jones and Baker each played 83. And Xavier Howard played 81. While it was widely reported that Buffalo had 90 plays to Miami's 39, the NFL says the Bills actually ran 92 plays on offense compared to 43 for the Dolphins. These are obviously all well-conditioned players, but will fatigue be a factor for the Dolphins' defense? It's hard to tell, Needham said. It would be a colder game up there. We're in pretty good shape. We went through training camp in intense heat. I think we'll be good for Thursday. The Dolphins flew to Cincinnati early Wednesday to avoid the hurricane. They had planned to practice in South Florida on Wednesday morning, but that didn't happen. We've got a couple of live periods at practice Wednesday, Needham said before the change in travel plans. We can't just chill all week. How does Holland feel after playing 92 snaps on defense? Right now, man, I feel like I jumped off a building or something, he said Tuesday. My body is hurting, but it's all right, though. We've got ice tubs. I take care of myself. Raheem Mostert, that's why we need the offense to have a big game. Maintain possession, dominate possession, keep them off the field. Raheem Mostert noted that the Dolphins opened up the facility right after the Bills game so we get in there and do what we need to do in order to get prepared for Thursday. Of course, the Bengals also are coming off a Sunday game, a win at the Jets that was less grueling than Miami's game against Buffalo. Some Dolphins battled the heat during Sunday's game by drinking pickle juice. I'm drinking pickle juice on the sideline because I'm feeling I'm about to cramp, and I usually don't, so that's how hot it was, because I usually don't even feel that, Duke Riley said. The pickle juice wasn't even cold, so I mean, just think about drinking hot pickle juice, right? It's already bad, but then you drink it hot. And then today, Dominic Foxworth has become one of Tua Tagovailoa's biggest advocates, along with Dan Orlovsky. Foxworth keeps pushing back when ESPN colleagues Chris Canty questions Tagovailoa, including today on Get Up. He's an excellent quarterback, and he's showing the potential to make this team a championship contender, said Foxworth. He's a franchise quarterback. Canty, meanwhile, countered, I've still got questions about Tua. Can he stay healthy? We watched the clip. Can he win head-to-head with upper echelon quarterbacks? He's a good game manager. He doesn't know what he's talking about because he's already gone head-to-head with upper echelon guys and beat them. Former Patriots receiver Julian Edelman offered one caution on the Dolphins on Inside the NFL. They are battle tested. They have gone out and beat New England, the Ravens past week with Buffalo. Yes, they've had some really good wins. But the thing that worries me the most about teams like Miami and Philadelphia, these teams that haven't really won before in the last 3 or 4 years, is that they start drinking their own Kool-Aid. They start feeling themselves. They don't know how to handle success. When I was on the Patriots, the better we did, the harder it was for us at practice. The harder it was in the meeting rooms because that's what you have to do. We wrote this week about how smart coaching decisions are helping the Dolphins, and NFL Network's David Carr, the former first overall pick, this week said Miami has elite coaching, and that would show on Thursday. What they do from a defensive perspective is what they get after the quarterback. We know Joe Burrow has some issues with pass protection. That Dolphins offensive staff is really, really good, and they're going to put pressure on Cincinnati defense from multiple angles. Amazon Prime is allowing viewers to stream Thursday NFL games for free on Twitch without a membership, so you can get Dolphins Bengals for free on Channel 39 Miami on Twitch at a sports bar or with a 4-week free trial with Amazon Prime. Pro Football Focus ranks Tagovailoa the number 5 MVP candidate behind Josh Allen, Mahomes, Hurts, and Lamar. PFF gives Tagovailoa an 8% chance to win the award. Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill are the first and second in the league in yards after the catch per reception per PFF at 3.98 and 3.48. Mike McDaniel's decision to have his center Connor Williams make line calls, which includes adjusting and setting protections and identifying the middle linebacker, among other things, has paid dividends. Tagovailoa, who handled that responsibility under Brian Flores, said this week that the change by McDaniel has helped him focus on reading defenses. Offensive coordinator Frank Smith said the Chargers do the same to help Justin Herbert, and McDaniel's past teams, primarily the 49ers, have done the same. Ultimately, you want the center to have the understanding of what's going on in the front. Smith said the quarterback and him have communication. We understand the plan, the stresses during the week that we need to be on the same page with. Ultimately, them working together is a lot easier than one person just telling the others what to do. I think it starts with Connor and Tua sharing great communication to make sure that we're pointing out, oh no, run for the hills, guys. All the Tua detractors that use Herbert as the baseline, they just told y'all that, Corey Linsley's been doing it for them, not Herbert, which is what you want to do, right? This is why I've been saying centers need to be making these protections and shifts, and other people have been trying to put it all on Tua. So, and look at what we're getting out of here. Tua's getting better at reading defenses. So, it's all coming together and working out. Baby, we are in prime time tomorrow. Prime time Tua. Prime time Tyreek. Prime time Waddle. Prime time Holland. It's going down tomorrow in prime time. The game will be at about 8:15. I will be live around 7:45. And man, I just honestly, I can't wait. I'm so excited. Check your pulse. Shout out to the amazing Michelle Migliardi, who says, thanks for the great commentary as always. And thank you, Michelle. You're a Patreon. You support the channel. Guys, become a Patreon. Become a channel member. You get inside info. I give you all the info that I get. I give it directly to y'all. You're also going to get exclusive content this season too. And I'm thinking of going to do a weekly show on Patreon and for the channel members too. So be a channel member, join the Patreon. I appreciate all of y'all. I will be live tomorrow at 7:45. All right, get ready, because it's prime time, baby. It is prime time. Check your pulse. And guys, please go check out FinsideTheNFL.com. And go check out the merch store. You can get Fin coins used towards free merch. Guys, we are only 2 days away from giving away a Might Get Sticky shirt. So join now, become a member. You will be entered. You can become a member and you can win that for free. Look at this. We got some Coach of the Year. We got a new shirt up. We got McDaniel for Coach of the Year campaign shirt for y'all to rock. Man, we got the Hawaiian Punch coming in. We just put this on a tee. Chef Tua's cooking, baby. So go check it out. FinsideTheNFL.com. Man, we always drop new merch. It's for Dolphin fans, not just Finside the NFL fans. And shout out to Michelle for now the $19.99 donation. Showing love with the super chat sticker. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that so much. Appreciate you, Michelle. Guys, I'm going to be live tomorrow, 7:45. Be sure. Do not miss it. It's going down, baby. It's going down. Prime time. So I can't wait. I will see all of y'all tomorrow. As usual, you already know what time it is. Fins up. All day, every day, even beyond the grave in which we'll lay. I will see all of y'all tomorrow. I appreciate each and every one of you. And let's get it, baby. Let's get it. And tomorrow, we're still going to do the post-game show after the game. It's going down, all right? So we'll see y'all tomorrow. You already know what time it is. Fins up, baby. Love all y'all. Have a fantastic evening. And get ready for that game tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow.